What's going on, folks? Hey, it's Brian. A few weeks ago, one of my good friends over at Rattlecan Shenanigans had posted a video about his piles of unbuilt kit stuff that's kind of been in limbo, lingering. I too have a distinctive shelf of shame right up there. And we'll be going through that here in just a second. We'll show you what's going on. It's kind of like a bench update and a bench reboot. Well, bench reboot. How about that? That's a new one. So we're going to talk about some of the projects we have that are sort of stalled, sort of floating in limbo, I guess is the best way to do it. But yeah, there's been a lot going on over the last year, and lots of travel, lots of family coming to visit, very little bench time. So many awesome group builds. I wanted to participate in every single one of them because they are all so cool, and the ideas behind them are just they're very inspired. And that's what I love about the community is somebody's always coming up with a great idea for a group build, and I want to join them all, but I can't. It's just too much. It's too much now. I don't have the free time like I used to have back during the days of the COVID. And but now life is getting moving here for us, and we're having a lot of time, a lot of fun traveling and seeing friends and family. So bench time, I've always said when people talk about how they're not able to get a lot of bench time because they got too much going on in their lives, I would always tell them that this is indeed just a hobby, and of course the bench, the bench will always be here when you need it. And that's the philosophy that I've imparted to a lot of friends, and it's also something that I'm taking to heart. I'm taking my own advice. So bench work is it's the time for it is at a premium right now. So lots of other things going on, especially with family. Linda's father actually had a little bit of a medical emergency on 4th of July, so we were personally, I have been doing a lot of going back and forth between hospital, care facility, back and forth, that kind of a thing. He's home now. He's doing well. He's okay. He's no need to worry about anything. But there was a little bit of a concern for a short time there. He did end up breaking his collarbone, so he does have some mobility issues. And either I or Linda will go over to help him do some things around his place. So we can kind of trade off a little bit there, but and he enjoys the company, so that's good. So yeah, lots of crazy stuff going on, and it takes away from bench time, but that's okay because the philosophy about bench time goes hand in hand with buying model kits and building your own stash or collection, however you want to refer to it as. It's your choice. I don't think either way is wrong. But our philosophy behind buying model kits is we have the money right now, so let's go ahead and buy them. Maybe in a few years we don't have the money, but we have the time. So that's when we'll tackle that stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to show you the stuff that we have neglected. So we'll get right to that. Oh, right. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. First off is the Porsche group build. We have the body in gloss black, but there is an issue. There's a little bit of fluff right up here on the roof. Dink, right there. I thought, okay, we're spraying this guy. Saw that happen. Stopped painting, even though it's not like, see, it's got a little bit of a texture to it. Thought, okay, great. Stop right there. Let's sand it out. Wet sand it, make it smooth again, and then we'll come back and then do another layer of black, and then go on to the TS17 gloss aluminum color we want to do on this. So that was the whole point of stopping right there. But our underside is looking really cool. I do have to go back and do a little touch-up painting around where we did, because this is all brush painted. I did not mask this. I just did this all by hand, and I did a little bit of light weathering on the chassis also. So we have our turbo and muffler, or turbo muffler, and our exhaust manifolds, I guess is the best way to describe that. So there's that. Those look really, I like that. That looks great. I'm happy with that. And then this is all one unit here, and I did the shocks in a metallic blue. I don't know, I just thought that would be cool, so went with that. I probably never had a metallic blue shock on a Porsche ever, but this one does. So that's all going to go together like that. Looks pretty sweet. This is the only detail for engine that's going to be in this kit, but I don't mind because I got so much other stuff going on here. I just want to get her done. We did do a two-tone paint job on the seats, and I brush painted those. And eagle-eyed viewers will be like, yep, I could tell. So, and if you can't, thanks. But did do a little bit of detail work on the dash there. Not 100% done yet. Got called away to other things. So there's that. We do have our wheels and tires. Got the a very, very light coat of a black wash on the wheels. We're going to come back and spray the centers of these, but and we will mask that. But we wanted to put some panel liner on there because that's going to go into, it's going to flow into all the crooks and grannies in there. And that's going to help us with our black coat on there, because then we don't have to worry about trying to get paint down into all the little nooks and crannies. So that's the Porsche one. Next up is the Curtis Midget Racer we're doing for Mike and Jason's group build, the short track group build. So we thought, we're gonna have to zoom in for this dude. Check this out. We thought that this Curtis Midget would be perfect for this, and so far it has been. Black paint job, not so bad. Did do the snaps on the seat cover material, and did aluminum foil on the firewall there, try and bring that out a little bit. Did a little bit of engine turning on there. I didn't have an eraser small enough, and then I got a suggestion from a commenter to use like a mechanical pencil eraser, because those can be really, really small for the drafting pencils. It's like freaking genius. I have to go out and get one of those. But we did do a carburetor linkage, and we made that out of watch parts. Years and years ago, I bought a little tub of watch parts over at the Hobby Lobby, and I just picked out pieces that looked closest to what I wanted to use, bent them up a little bit. And then we even have a little return spring on there too. If it's mounted on there incorrectly, I'm sorry, but this is tinier than tiny. And I was pushing the limits of my goggles, so it was. And then we have our trailer, of course. And I'll be careful because there's loose parts on here. But we did follow the advice of a couple of commenters about just going over the top of the tread plate area with the tires, where the tires would be, to make that look like it's worn off paint. So we did a little dry brushing on there. So that was an awesome suggestion. Thank you guys. Let's see here. Slide that aside, and then we'll show you the next one. Guys, remember this guy? Oh yeah, I do. This one shows up in my nightmares. This one does. All right, so good kit, was building up pretty well until we got to the decal. And it's not because the decals are bad, it's because I'm not good at decaling. I know my limitations. What was that that line in Magnum Force? Man's got to know his limitations. Well, I know mine, and that's these guys right here. So I did get a second set of decals from a buddy, Lucas C, just in case I mess it up. Look at all this. I got a lot of suspension pieces and bracing pieces and stuff to add back in there still. We did have the body in paint, but this is a flat paint, so I have to gloss it so we don't have decal issues and silvering. And I did follow my buddy Jeff's advice. He sent me over to Clay Kemp's video on how to lengthen this bit of rib right here. And I do like how that looks. It turned out great. So it was a very good tutorial by Clay Kemp, and I was able to follow that process by process, and came out perfect. So as perfect as I feel like saying it came out. And then here's our chassis. And this was going pretty well. I did have a couple of little oopsies here and there. I missed something in the instructions, something like that. It was builder error. And I think this is just press fit on here right now, but I'm really nervous about how well this is all looking, because I just painted stuff and started assembling things. So I'm not, I did do a lot of pre-assembly to figure out where stuff goes. That really helped me out, but it's been so long since I've worked on this. I'm going to have to restudy everything and figure out where I left off, come back and tackle it again. Because I dropped off because I was afraid of the decals. I wanted to get a second set of decals, and I was trying to figure out a way to to source another set. And luckily my friend came to the rescue. Next up is a GTO build, the GTO My, as we're jokingly calling it. But this guy is doing actually pretty well for what I have planned for it, which is none. But we do have the cover here. I've seen so many people on Facebook doing the same type of thing, so that's tells me I'm on the right track. So that's awesome. Some guys do a lot of extra detail in this area. I just want to get her done. We did do a piece of L channel, some styrene L channel on the back side there, so this would stay put. It's not going to slide any far forward. See how that fits there. And then we have an aftermarket radiator with dual electric fans. They're going to see if we can fit in the back here. I may have to do some modifications up here on this bit of the chassis in order to get that to fit correctly. I don't know how nothing's accurate. I don't have to worry about it. We do have a really cool set of wheels and tires from Iceman Collections that we're considering using on this. There we go. Twist and pull, not pull and twist. There we go. We've got the Kragers with these really cool looking street meats. Got to do a little bit of a sand on those guys and then paint those up. But I like those. I like that style of wheel. It goes a little better with this vintage car, better than anything else in my opinion. So that's why I went with those. And hang on for the next. And next up is the Street Machine Group build from a little while ago. It's actually going again right now. So this was from last year. We had quite the issues with this kit, not because it's a bad kit, but because our kit was bad. Does that make sense? I hope so. We did do our best to try and fill in this area here, and we still need to do a little bit more sanding. You can feel it right here. But I've been wanting to shoot some primer on that so I can see how much more sanding we have to do. This is very, very thin plastic. We want to try and do as little sanding and filing as possible because this is warped. And this plug did help straighten it out a bit. We're hoping that adding the glass in will help straighten it out even further. But we were very dejected when we discovered just how badly that was warped, and also how badly the frame was warped. I'd never noticed that. And then if we turn it over, you'll say, hey, what's that suspension and exhaust system on there? What is that from? Well, that is from the Monogram / Revell 1/24th scale GTX / Roadrunner. So we have this white glued in place here just as a mock-up. And yeah, it's a little pigeon-toed because we have to do a little bit of fine-tuning on here. But dude, this suspension slaps in here perfectly. And I like it better than what came with the kit. So we're going to go with that. I'm probably shorten the exhaust tips here since they're sticking out a little far. And let's see, the drive shaft, I might have to shorten that a little bit. But everything else is fitting in here great. And I do like the wheels. This is out of the GTX kit. So I do like the wheels on that. That looks stunning. I still want to do this in a Fathom green color. But look at this. This is all the parts that we're not using because we're going with an Iceman engine, a 572 big boy, big block. So there's that. And we'll be on to the next. You guys remember this one? I sure do. It's one of my favorite builds from the last couple of years. It's not done yet, but it's still one of my favorite builds. Let's get on to oh yeah, here's the engine. That is awesome. Love how that's looking. Love it. Looking great. That's looking good. Here's the hood. We grafted on that dart on there too. I think it looks really cool. Came out stunning. So the thing about this kit is I was trying to do my absolute perfect best build on this thing, but the kit was fighting me a bit here and there. So we got the roll bar actually in body color and some fancy painting on the seats. But we were having some trouble with the chassis. The wheels were spaced too close. They were actually hitting the bars back there, so I wanted to widen them up a little bit, and I widened them up a little too far. So now I have to come back and trim the axle a little bit so I can get the wheels a little bit closer in so they fit up inside the body better. And while we were doing all that stuff, one of these guys broke off, and I think it was this one. One of these guys broke off and I had to glue it back on. No, it was this guy. I had to glue it back on again and it didn't glue back on correctly. So that was kind of a disappointment. But the body still looks beautiful because we did do a polishing video about that. And I just have to give this a little bit of a clean up here because it's a little dusty and give it another wax. But it's looking beautiful. So I'm trying to do my best on this guy here. I really want I tell you what though, I really want to get this guy done for Acme this year. That was going to be my Acme build. So there's that guy there. And now for the Old Tom build. I know the deadline on that was just a little bit ago, but yeah, we were going gangbusters on this guy here, having a great time, doing a great job on this dude, and was trying to rush to get this done in April for a show, and I ended up knocking this off the shelf I had it sitting on, which was about 5 feet off the ground, and it went nose down and in the box. So at least all the parts were there. But yeah, broke the engine off the mounts, broke several pieces off the engine. I just lost all sorts of momentum on that, I guess is the best way to say that. But we'll give you a little bit of a closey look at it. I think the thing that's killing me right now is the distributor on this keeps breaking off. I'm trying to run the wires to it. So that's been a bit of an issue. Let's see here. Interior came out great. That piece of brass wire, and there's going to be the actual hood support, the radiator support, because the carbs sit in the way of the rod that goes right through there. And everything else is doing okay. It's just this distributor issue, because of the wiring, the way I'm doing the wiring on there, it actually gets in the way of the pulley system that's on the flathead engine. Yeah, so it comes apart even more. This poor dude. That's why it's in a tub in a box, because it keep the parts under control there. But yeah, this has been a real headache for me. When I get this one done, I'm going to be so pleased with how it came out. I know, which is why I'm trying not to rush this one. And then, of course, there's this 70 Tornado. We have little to no progress on this here. We do have the engine built up and several pieces. Everything's all cleaned up and ready for paint. I don't know what stalled me out on this one here, but everything's ready for paint, and I've done lots and lots of white glue mock-ups on this guy here, so I understand how it goes together. But the crowning thing about this car is the paint job and clear coat on it. It still needs a little bit of a polish out because it's got quite a bit of orange peel on the top there. I don't know if you're seeing that. There you go. Got to do a lot of cleanup on that. And I love this color and how it's coming out. And again, this is another one of those builds where I wanted to take my time and make sure I get it absolutely perfect. Well, there's no such thing. So we're hoping we can get back on this guy here and get him done. But love the body style of the Tornado and the technology behind it and everything. So we're really hoping to get back on that guy there and get him finished off. Just because I've never built a Johan kit before, so that was that there. And then we also have this guy. I wonder if you guys remember this kit. I was building this one years ago. Finally got like just about everything on it done. And then we got to the point where we started to put on the decals, and decals fell apart. Well, as luck would have it, I think it was, yeah, Slicks Decals came out with decals like about 3 months after I gave up on this guy here. So I ordered them. They came in lickety-splat. And I just haven't had the time or desire to go back and do it because, why? It's decals. Man's got to know his limitations. So there's that. And then last but not least, the Eliminator kit. Now I was a bad person. I was actually doing a rush job on this because I wanted to get it done so I could take it out to California to give to my Uncle Bill. And had the worst paint fiasco with this thing. We went back, sanded it all down, repainted it, and now that's looking pretty good. It's nice and dark red. Kind of what I wanted, but we had crazing. I sanded this thing so many times. I had such bad crazing all over this dude. Right now it's not pretty, but I think we can do a clear coat on this. So give it a light sand, clear it up, and then make this, as Fred Henry would say, shine like a diamond in a goat's butt. So we're not far off the mark on this guy here. It's just I missed the deadline for when I wanted to take it out to California, and it's like meh, that kind of a thing. But I mean, we got like the interior done up kind of nice, and all sorts of bits and stuff to go on the car still. So we're doing pretty well. We just need to finish off the paint job on that guy there, and wheels came out nice. Those look really good. There's always at least one aspect to every model that I build that I go, ooh, that came out nice. Good job, Brian. Did you do that yourself? Well, I guess I did. Thank you for saying. Here's my color codes. But there we go. There we have it. I'm sorry this took so long, but there was a lot to cover, and I've been this has been years in the making. So so there you go. If you made it this long in the video, you know what time it is. It's time for a cookie. I'm thinking maybe a Nutter Butter. Yeah. All right, you guys, we'll take it easy. We'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you for all of your comments and subscriptions. We appreciate that greatly, and we love you all. So you guys take it easy. We'll talk to you pretty soon. Bye now.